Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jeff Vaughn.
And I'm Lena Nguyen. We begin tonight with a timely look back at the former governor's last move.
It was Arnold Schwarzenegger's last night in office, and just before midnight, he used his power to make one final move.
The former governor used his power to pardon the son of a very influential political figure, reducing the convicted murderer's sentence, setting him up for an early release that'll come within the next week.
We are now joined by KCAL 9 political reporter Bryan, who has been chasing Schwarzenegger now for about 5 years for an answer as to why this all happened.
Absolutely. You know, it's a tragic case in so many ways, not the least of which the political implications. Now that case is back in the news because the son of a former state assembly speaker will be leaving prison, as everyone said, in a few days after the governor cut him a break. But another man convicted in the same case under similar circumstances but without an influential father, he'll serve out his full term.
Diego 911.
My boy's dying.
The fallout from the violent death of college student Luis Santos, seen in this photograph with his family standing between his mother and father, is still generating fierce debate, sharp political waves, and family heartbreak 8 years later.
We have 3 people stabbed, at least, maybe 4. Randomly attacked.
I mean, I cry for a month before every holiday, but when it gets to the actual day, I can fake it for the rest of the family, and I don't show how much pain I have.
Santos's mother, Kathy, and his father, Fred, say they've been fighting for justice ever since their son's death.
He was cheated out of life by a group of thugs, and he was cheated out of justice due to some well-connected killers.
Now, in the latest development, the young man convicted of killing Santos, who was stabbed to death near the campus of a San Diego university, is about to leave prison after serving only 7 years. That young man is Esteban Nunez, who just happens to be the son of former California Assembly Speaker Fabian Nunez, a powerful figure in Sacramento and good friend and close associate of former Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger. So close that on his last night in office, just before he left the state capitol, Governor Schwarzenegger commuted Nunez's sentence from 16 years to 7. And that's why Esteban Nunez will be free in the next few days.
It was political cronyism at its worst.
San Diego District Attorney Bonnie Dumanis filed a lawsuit to try and reverse the Schwarzenegger commutation, but it failed. Now, outside the state capitol this week, Santos's mom and dad protested with a few supporters.
We are serving a life sentence, and our son's murderer is not, because we have to live with this for the rest of our life with our son's loss.
But in April of 2011, 5 years ago, Schwarzenegger made it very clear he would not answer any questions about his midnight commutation for a close friend's son, and in fact was bored by the questions.
Don't ask me the same question, okay, because otherwise you're boring the hell out of me.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of people want to know.
Okay, good.
Why did you reduce the sentence for Esteban Nunez?
Appreciate it.
That was Schwarzenegger making the snoring sound, demonstrating his boredom. Why did you wait until the last minute, sir, before you left office? Was it a favor for Fabian Nunez, Governor? We weren't the only ones to try and fail to talk to Schwarzenegger about it. Last year, CNN approached the former governor at a movie opening event.
Esteban Nunez, why did you commute his sentence?
Well, you know, since we're here today for the movie promotion, we always talk just then about movies. So I'm happy to talk about the Terminator, and I love to talk about, Genesis. That is the most important.
Thank you, everyone.
Good.
The family is trying to go to the Supreme Court, sir.
Fred Santos told me Schwarzenegger didn't even have the decency to consult the victim's family or the prosecutor in the case before issuing his clemency order, which is now required by law.
I can't bother with your questions. We're no longer talking about that. I don't have the time for those kind of things. So that is his whole attitude, that, we're beneath him. He did his thing because he's the all big and almighty. He has the power, all powerful. He can do whatever he pleases, and don't even bother him with these little things.
Well, Schwarzenegger acknowledged in an interview with Newsweek a few years ago that he was helping a friend when he commuted Nunez's sentence, and he argued that Nunez had no prior criminal record. Late this afternoon, I requested interviews with Schwarzenegger and Fabian Nunez, but we did not hear back from their offices.
Yeah, Dave, so it was the murder of Luis Santos that triggered all of this. What do we know about the case? Was there a motive in this murder?
Yeah, there was, and there's a story behind it. Police say Esteban Nunez and 3 of his buddies were angry, and they were out for blood after they were denied entry to a fraternity party at a nearby university. Investigators say they saw Santos and his friends walking nearby, started an argument and hassling them. Things escalated. The knives came out. Nunez and one of his friends were convicted in the killing. Nunez was found guilty of manslaughter and assault with force. His friend was also convicted on similar charges, and they were both sentenced to 16 years in prison. But only one of them had his sentence commuted, and that was the one with the big shot father. The other man will serve out his 16 years. Lena, Jeff?